What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update and daily news report. In this video, we will hear about the Problem Solvers Caucus stimulus bill or stimulus package. We're also going to hear from Congress with Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell. And I have another state program that is passing stimulus right now. But first, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos. You can click the bell icon if you want to get notifications when we go live, which is typically at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And like this video for us down below. It really helps out our channel. Okay, first up, the stock market is falling as U.S. jobless claims has risen over last week with new shutdowns across the entire United States going into effect. Joe Biden is a little upset with President Donald Trump for not helping him with the transition of power. Of course, President Donald Trump will probably not be transitioning anything to Joe Biden because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think that President Donald Trump is going to concede at all. And a lot of Trump supporters think that he's still going to win. So it will be interesting to see what is going to happen. But Joe Biden said that the transition delay will put his team weeks or months behind. And Joe Biden is actually starting to meet with state governors to get intel, information, and virus data going forward to help them out. A growing number of Republican senators have called on the White House to start giving Biden classified intelligence briefings, a sign that support for Trump's refusal to concede the election may be waning among his allies on Capitol Hill. Though Trump has alleged widespread voter fraud, he and his campaign have not been able to provide the evidence in court to substantiate their claims, with the majority of lawsuits already resulting in unfavorable outcomes. President Donald Trump's law team has also dropped the Michigan lawsuit, making false claims that votes were not certified. The Trump campaign actually voluntarily dismissed one of the lawsuits in Michigan before a judge was even able to rule on it. On stimulus, do you remember the Problem Solvers Caucus? They're a group of both Democrats and Republicans from the U.S. House of Representatives, 50 members, 25 Democrats, 25 Republicans, that came together a few months ago to draft and start working on a bill to provide a bipartisan bill of stimulus package, a stimulus relief package. This bill was one of the best bills we had seen because it was a compromise in the middle between Republicans and Democrats who have basically just been fighting and acting like school kids, a lot of people say in our comments, and they just need to get the deal done. This Problem Solvers Caucus bill was really great because it was drafted by Republicans and Democrats from the U.S. House of Representatives, so it already had bipartisan support. And in this bill was not one, but two stimulus checks. This bill actually called for a stimulus check to be passed now, or basically when they pass the bill would be a stimulus check right away of at least $1,200 and a stimulus check for all dependents. And then if the pandemic kept going into 2021, in March of 2021 would be another stimulus check to help Americans get through this time. It's very likely that'll still be happening as we're not expecting to get the vaccines until quarter 1 and quarter 2 of 2021, and the economy will need many, many more months to rebound, and not everybody will be able to receive the vaccines right away. There's going to be a delay on the vaccines. It's going to go to the elderly, the high risk, and frontline workers first. So many millions of people will still be waiting for these vaccines even when they start going out. Well, the Problem Solvers Caucus made a statement. Let's see what they have to say. Oh, also in that bill was two unemployment extensions. And again, just like the stimulus checks, it was an unemployment extension bonus money now or when they passed the bill, and then another one again in 2021 if economic conditions warranted. That bill was really good, man. That bill was probably the best bill we've seen because it was a compromise from both sides. And that bill still has hope. I think that bill would still be a great compromise between Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell. The Problem Solvers Caucus released a statement from their co-chairs on getting back to work towards a bipartisan new stimulus relief bill, saying, quote, "Election day has come and gone, and the American people, our families, small businesses, and local communities are all still suffering. It has been 65 days since the Problem Solvers Caucus introduced our framework for a bipartisan stimulus relief package. Prior to the election, all parties at the negotiating table expressed a readiness to get a bipartisan deal done. Bipartisan means basically support from both sides, Democrats and Republicans. And yet, the American people are still waiting to receive the relief they deserve. We cannot delay any longer. After meeting with senators from both parties and administration officials earlier this week, it is clear that there is an opportunity to get a bipartisan, urgently needed assistance to American families and small businesses. We need negotiators from both sides to come to the table willing to compromise and fully engaged to get a deal across the finish line. Now, it's interesting to see here that the Problem Solvers Caucus said that after meeting with senators from both parties and administration officials early this week, it is clear there's still an opportunity to get a bipartisan deal done. That's very good news because we're not seeing any waning support for stimulus, that both sides, senators and Republicans and Democrats, still want to get a stimulus package done. Now, this is congruent with what the Democrats, both Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, are saying. A few days ago, they released a press release statement saying that they are urging to come to the negotiating table with Mitch McConnell to pass another stimulus package now before the end of 2021. Now, Mitch McConnell took a slightly different approach, saying that Democrats will kill small businesses over new stimulus gridlock and delays.
Speaker Pelosi and the Democratic leader have been equally consistent, and they don't think Congress should do anything at all, anything, unless they get to cash out a far-left ideological wish list, including things with zero relationship to the present crisis. They've continued to insist that congressmen pass their so-called HEROES Act or do nothing at all. The problem is that their proposal is a multi-trillion-dollar laughingstock that never had a chance of becoming law.
So that is really where the problem lies, is that the Democrats want a huge stimulus package. The Republicans want a smaller stimulus package. Mitch McConnell called their HEROES Act, at least the larger of the two HEROES Act, a laughing stock because it had no chance to pass with Republicans at all. And that's why it's going to be a big deal going forward when we have those January 5th runoff votes in Georgia, as the Senate is currently 50 Republicans and 48 Democrats. With two votes still left to be decided, two Senate seats that are both up for still up for grabs. And if the Democrats can win both of those seats, then it'll be a 50-50 tie, with the tie-breaking vote going to the vice president, which will be Kamala Harris, short of President Donald Trump being able to turn the election around somehow. So if that happens, the Democrats will have a small, very small majority in the Senate. And if that happens, they will be able to pass certain bills and also special reconciliation rules where they could pass one stimulus package per year in 2021 and going forward by using that special reconciliation rule, where they would only need 51 votes instead of the 60 votes that they typically need in the Senate to pass the filibuster rule. The reconciliation rule kind of gets rid of that, and they could pass one special stimulus package and one law per subject, per different subject, with that reconciliation rule. Now, some good news for some people is Nancy Pelosi has somewhat signaled that this could be her last term as Speaker of the House. A reporter asked Nancy Pelosi at the start of this Congress, there was a discussion about putting in some kind of term limits for the leadership team. I'm curious if you anticipate this coming Congress would be your last as Speaker. She said when that conversation took place, there was a move to put limits on the leadership and chairs of committees. They said they were going to do it, but they didn't do it. Whether it passes or not, I will abide by those limits that are there. The reporter asked, so is that kind of a Sherman-esque statement? And she says, no, it's not. It's a statement that I made. She says, listen, if my husband is listening, don't let me have to be more specific than that because we never expected to have another term now. She says, I consider this a gift and I can't wait to work with Joe Biden. And I don't want to undermine any leverage I have, but I have made that statement. Make sure to subscribe and like this video and share this video down below so that others like you can know what is going on with the stimulus check, the local stimulus programs, rent and mortgage relief. I will be having more for you guys coming in almost every single video going out forward, and I will be keeping you guys updated on the stimulus check negotiations. You can click on this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their entire 9-to-5 income by selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.